What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the mid-level media channel. Today I'm here to rank all of the October Blu-ray and 4K titles that I watched. So there's a lot to get through here, guys, and these are all new. All these were released in the month of October. That's kind of the idea behind this video. I watched 24 Blu-ray and 4K titles in the month of October. So all you detractors out there, like, Ken doesn't ever watch his movies, he just unboxes, he doesn't even know what he's talking about. I watched 24. Okay, who else? What other channel? Okay, watch 24 new releases in the month of October and rank them for you guys. And I'm also getting this out a little bit earlier, I feel like, than I usually do. I'm usually like mid-month after, and now I'm more towards the beginning of November for this. So I'm trying, guys. I'm trying to improve. 24 new releases that I got through. I'm gonna be honest though, for the month of October, this was hard because there was not like a clear standout for like the best or even like a top three. So a lot of these are really good additions that I just kind of had to rank just in order of just personal preference, like my thoughts on the movie. Also, like, how was the addition, the packaging, all that's a factor, guys. The picture quality as well is definitely a factor. But you guys know me, like, I really hold a lot of value. Like, once you get past the movie, like, that's what we're buying this stuff for, the movie, the 4K transfer, all that stuff. Once you get past that and all that's good, like, you can really only judge these. Like, what puts one over the other is like it's the packaging, it's the extra features, like it's the things that some people don't really care about, but like I value that stuff a lot when I'm doing these rankings. But before we get into it, guys, I'm going to be quick because we got a lot of stuff to get through. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. So if you're interested in any of these editions, I'll try to link them all down below. Like I said, I got 24. I think the most I've done before is like maybe 17 or 18. So this is going to be a lot, and it was a pretty hard list to make. So let's just start with number 24. This may upset some people, but I'm sorry. Like, as an addition, I went hard on this. I went hard on Disney over it. It was not that good. It really wasn't. Edward Scissorhands on 4K from Disney. You know, I thought the 4K looked good, but the Blu-ray, which I believe was the 25th anniversary Blu-ray, I think that one had a 4K scan. They did a new 4K scan with that, and that also looks really good. This is not like a huge upgrade over that Blu-ray. There's nothing new here in terms of special features. All you're really getting is like a new package, you know, steelbook package, which I'm not like the biggest fan of steelbooks anyway. And it's nice, but it's not artwork that's going to knock your socks off. Plus, I'm just not the biggest Edward Scissorhands fan, I'm going to be honest, but that really doesn't factor into this ranking. I just thought this was kind of a poor addition. Number 23 is The Island from Eureka. Really solid addition. I mean, good new special features. The movie looked good on Blu-ray. I just didn't like the movie all that much. I mean, I thought it was okay. And it's like, you know, most of these are fine. Like, none of these I really didn't like Edward Scissorhands, but like most of the editions are fine. But this is a Blu-ray. It looks really good. I think it's a new 2K scan, new 2K restoration. This is probably the first time this has been upgraded to Blu-ray in the history of this film. I just didn't really love the movie, but it's got good features and stuff. It's a solid addition by Eureka, but I couldn't get it higher than 23. Good artwork on this one, though. Good artwork. Coming in at number 22 is The Bone Collector. This one hurts me, guys. This was a nice 4K. It really was. It was a solid 4K. It was a solid upgrade. You know, there's a few audio commentaries here. I think there's a couple of new audio commentaries, maybe potentially right there. You got the commentary with the director, but there's nothing new in terms of like new interviews, new special features. It's just kind of a basic, you know, bland, you know, 4K upgrade, nothing new. I mean, this is kind of what Kino does, but you know, at least one new feature would have been appreciated, but because it has nothing new, it's just a 4K upgrade. I couldn't get it any higher than 22. All right, next up, coming in at 21. This is one that you may have thought I would have put at 24 just because I did not like this movie at all, but I got to give credit to like the sound, the picture quality. It had a really good amount of special features. All that was extraordinary. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning comes in at 21. And like I said, if you like this movie, if you saw it in the theaters, like owning it on home video, like that's a no-brainer. And like this is really going to give your sound system a good workout, and it looks great. Like if you got that full setup, if you're watching this on an OLED TV, this is going to shine like no other. Honestly, it's probably going to look better depending on your setup than it did when you watched it in the theater. But really great addition. I think this feels really heavy. This is like a 3 disc set. This thing is like jam-packed, fully loaded with features. You got director commentaries. You got a commentary with Cruise and McQuarrie in this, which is very cool. I think there's a couple other commentaries they're not even noting on the back. This has a steelbook as well, but I think the 4K slip is really nice. So yeah, everything's great about this edition, about this 4K, but I pretty much hated this movie. I did not like this movie at all. So for that, it gets my 21 spot. But Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, if you liked it, it's a great 4K. Coming at number 20 is The Devil's Rejects 4K Steelbook from Lionsgate. I like the artwork on this. It's a really nice steelbook, really nice aesthetic, but they didn't add anything in terms of new features. They did include the older documentary that came out back in 2005 with the DVD, but they didn't add any new extras. And Lionsgate's kind of been doing new extras for a lot of their stuff they've been putting out, so I'm not exactly sure. I would have loved like a new interview with Rob Zombie talking about this film, the 20th anniversary, Sherry Moon Zombie, like some of the cast and crew. Would have been amazing if they would have done that. Also, this release definitely gets criticism. Well, we're going to talk about another one later on that you could apply the same criticism, but this one especially, I feel like people were really clamoring for that unrated cut in 4K. But the problem with this is not only did they not do the unrated cut in 4K, they didn't even do it. They didn't even put it here on a Blu-ray. So that's my main issue with it, is they didn't even include the unrated cut in this edition at all, even as a Blu-ray, which I think, would have been appreciated for sure. But yeah, at least it's got the new documentary that's very cool. It's got art cards. It's really nice artwork. I mean, the movie looked really good in 4K. I don't know if you need Devil's Rejects in 4K, but it looked good in 4K for sure. But yeah, that's my number 20. Coming at number 19, I just got done watching this before I came in here to record. I was gonna do like a full video just kind of comparing it to other editions, but I'm like, you know what? It's so similar. It's like that it really doesn't matter. I may still do it at some point, who knows? But The Return of the Living Dead 4K from Arrow Video. This is a great 4K, it really is. The only reason why it's down to number 19 is because all Arrow did was just take the same, restoration Scream Factory did, spruce it up a little bit. They definitely add a little bit into it with their own authoring of the disc. I do think this looked a little bit better than the Scream Factory edition, if I'm being completely honest. But in terms of special features, it's all the same. I actually feel like this one, I mean, you got 4 commentaries here. You got all kinds of extras. You got that documentary, 2011, More Brains documentary, the making of this movie, and all kinds of other features. But I think all those features are available on the Scream Factory edition. I feel like they actually left out some features. I haven't done that full comparison yet, but I feel like they left out some features that were available in the Scream Factory editions. But it's Arrow Video. It's a nice box set. Just to have a box set for this incredible movie, 80s horror film on 4K it was worth it enough to get this for me. I love the artwork on it by Mexi Funk. I think it's incredible. So I'm happy I have this in the collection, but just because it's been released on 4K with all the same features like 3 times before, couldn't get this up past 19, but it is a great addition. If you don't own it already, if you're in the UK, if you're on the fence about getting this, it's a great upgrade to 4K. It looks spectacular for sure. And next up, guys, coming in at number 18, I thought this 4K looked great. That is Silverado. Really, really enjoyable Western film. Kind of has more traditional Western sensibilities. It's directed by Lawrence Kasdan, who also directed The Big Chill, who has a writing credit on Empire Strikes Back. It does have that, like, I don't know, like old school Spielberg, like Lucas vibe to it. Like it kind of feels like a Lucas Western in a way. So I don't even know if Lucas had any producing credit on this or not, but kind of feels like an old school, like traditional Western. This was I feel like this was their attempt to bring the Western back. And Westerns, that they just could not gain a footing in the 80s for some reason. They couldn't get any ground, but this one's got a great cast. Not my favorite Western of all time, but I think the cast alone just kind of carries this movie. But you got, Kevin Kline's great in this film. You got Kevin Costner in this movie. You got Scott Glenn, who's fantastic in this movie. And just the phenomena. Danny Glover's in this film. The cast at Brian Dennehy. The cast is great. And it is just really kind of an old school Western. 1985 is when this movie came out, and it looks phenomenal on 4K. Sony did a spectacular job on this, and I love the artwork on the steelbook, but this didn't add anything new in terms of special features. You had some of the older archival stuff on the Blu-ray, but not on the 4K. The only thing that's really holding it back is, again, it's not one of my favorite westerns. I enjoyed the film. I thought it was a little bit too long, and I thought it got kind of lost in the plot when you got to the third act. There's just a ton of double crosses and stuff. But the movie, like, is about those four lead characters, those four lead actors. Like, they really carry the movie with their charm and charisma and chemistry with each other. And I enjoyed the movie based on that. But yeah, that's Silverado from 1985. That 4K upgrade looked outstanding from Sony. Coming in at number 17 is Edington. And this is one of my favorite movies of the year. But yeah, 17's all I could get this. This is actually the Blu-ray edition. I didn't get the 4K. But I thought this looked great. There's some good features. This is another movie that's like 3 hours long, but I really, or 2.5 hours, but I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it had a great performance by Joaquin Phoenix. I've talked about this before, but damn, this might be like a top 3 Joaquin performance. I thought he was so good in this movie. He will not get any recognition because this movie's not getting any recognition, but he's so good in the film. Emma Stone's great as always. Pedro Pascal's really good, but really unique movie that starts off like thinking it's going to be one thing and then it just flips. And like what it turns into, I was just totally on board for the rest of the film. But really enjoyed Edington. This is a really nice addition from A24. They always do a good job with these. But yeah, that is number 17. Coming in at number 16 is another one of my favorite films of the year. That is Weapons on 4K. Thought the 4K looked outstanding. You got 3 new features here with the cast and the director, Zach Kreger, just talking about the movie, which I thought was awesome. And can we get the same treatment for Barbarian? I know it's a different studio. You got Disney. But if you guys aren't going to do it, license it to somebody. Arrow Video, Second Sight. But yeah, really enjoyed the movie. Saw it in the theaters and watching it again at home. The movie still hits. I think it's pretty good. You know, it's not a 5-star movie for me. I don't think it's a masterpiece by any means. I still kind of enjoy Barbarian a little bit more, but it's a really good mystery suspense thriller with some supernatural elements. And if you go into the movie not thinking it's going to be one of the greatest films ever made, because that's everybody likes to hype stuff up and people go in and then they say it's disappointing to them. And I get that for sure. Just don't go into it with hype. Just go into it just being open to experience like a cool movie, original plot and premise. Not everything makes sense, but just go with it, okay? And you'll enjoy Weapons, I promise. But it's a really good 4K, got some really good features as well. Coming in at number 15, another new movie. Really enjoyed the film F1. But this is a spectacular 4K with spectacular sound. And yeah, I liked the movie. I did not love the movie, but it looks great. It's got great features. It's loaded with special features. I don't know if it's got a commentary or not. Yeah, Brad Pitt is outstanding in this film. The cast and crew is outstanding. And the 4K looks great. And it's a great, modern film that came out this year. So, and I know a lot of people, because this was, made by Apple, in conjunction with Warner Brothers, they were kind of concerned it wasn't going to come to physical media, and it did come to physical media. So that's a win, guys. But F1, definitely a really solid film. Coming in at number 14 is Altered States from the Criterion Collection. This movie was a trip. This is my first time watching it. Really gnarly movie that it went in directions that I was not expecting, given how it started. But I was along for the ride, and William Hurt in this movie, this is one of his first films, if not like his first leading role. He was fantastic in this film. The entire cast and crew was great, but just a really deep, introspective, psychological science fiction film that like I said, it goes into some wild directions in the third act, kind of morphs into a little bit of a creature feature there. But the 4K looks outstanding. I haven't seen any other version of this movie, but the 4K was really clean and crisp. And this is a film from the 80s, and I thought it looked great. There's some good features here, some older features, a new commentary, a newer interview as well with the visual effects person, and just a really solid addition. Coming in at lucky number 13 is Jacob's Ladder. I'm going to be honest, this is a great addition. It's got a great feature. You got Tim Robbins in this. I want to say the director is also on this feature. Yeah, making a featurette, building Jacob's Ladder. All kinds of great stuff. Screenwriter Bruce Joel Rubin. Where's the ladder? The locations of Jacob's Ladder. So there's tons of great, spectacular features on this. Like Lionsgate killed it with the features. The 4K looks extraordinary. Again, this is another movie that I watched for the first time this month. This one did not have the same effect on me as Altered States. This is another one that's very rooted in like psychological horror. But this one, I don't know, like, especially the ending kind of rubbed me the wrong way and turned me off of the movie. I was really kind of unsure of the film all the way throughout it. But when you got to the end, I was like, "Oh, that's kind of cheap." The way that they did that. But yeah, I don't know. I understand why some people like hold this one up, and I imagine like if you're back in 1990 watching this film, I'm sure like this was like revolutionary at the time. Like this movie inspired so many things, like the game series Silent Hill this inspired. So it's very like mystery, suspense, thriller, horror, psychological. Like I don't know if this inspired Twin Peaks or not, because Twin Peaks came out around the same time. But yeah, really cool movie. Tim Robbins is great in the movie. I just was kind of unsure about the movie itself, but the 4K looks great. The features are extraordinary. So number 13 is Jacob's Ladder from Lionsgate Limited for me. Coming in at number 12 is one of my favorites, modern westerns, and that is The Quick and the Dead. Sam Raimi's The Quick and the Dead. I love this steelbook, the Wanted style poster. The movie looked great in 4K. I love the movie. It's got a feature that's not brand new, but it was included in an overseas edition, and they put it on a US edition for the first time. And this 4K is not new. There's been a 4K before, but they added Dolby Atmos, they added Dolby Vision. This is definitely the best way, the best version to watch this movie on home video now, and I thought it looked so spectacular. So yeah, The Quick and the Dead 4K Steelbook from Sony was great. That is my number 12. Coming in at number 11, guys, we're getting into some really good stuff. This is insane. Like, there was a lot of great stuff, but History of Violence. I freaking loved this 4K. I thought it looked so incredible. You got a good amount of special features here, and I love the movie. I couldn't get it any higher because as good as the features are, like Criterion, they really don't do as good a job with special features as some of the other boutiques. They just don't. They usually do one new thing and a couple of older things that they may pull to physical media for the first time, but like they don't do a lot in terms of features anymore, and it's kind of disappointing. I feel like Lionsgate is doing more, Vinegar Syndrome's doing more, Arrow Video's doing more, Shout Factory in some instances is doing more. So Criterion really needs to step up their game a little bit, but with this particular edition, they did a really good treatment for this in 4K. It looks great. If you're shopping for Criterion in the month of November for the Barnes and Noble sale, I definitely recommend you get A History of Violence. Like, such a great film if you haven't seen it. I love this movie, directed by David Cronenberg. Coming in at number 10 is Knock Knock from Lionsgate and Lionsgate Limited. And this might have went up a little bit higher if it wasn't for this very thin packaging. So I enjoy Knock Knock. It's not a great thriller from the 2010s, but I appreciate the fact that they were trying to revitalize a pretty much dead genre at the time, the erotic thriller. And Keanu Reeves is good. The two actresses, Ana de Armas and Lorenza Izzo, they're both good. It's competently directed by Eli Roth. It just kind of falls apart a little bit for me in the third act, but the 4K looks outstanding. It's a great 4K. Got some really great features. I love the feature that's kind of a retrospective with Eli Roth, with the actors, also Keanu coming back to talk about this movie. Just some great features about this. And I love features where they're talking about movies in terms of like them not hitting critically, also commercially at the time, and like how that impacted them. And they really dive into that here. They don't really hold anything back. So I love the features. I thought the 4K looked great. The movie itself is pretty good. The only thing that really holds us back is the packaging, but even the packaging, like it's beautiful artwork on it. Like it looks really good. It just, I think they probably should have done a steelbook for this one if they were going to do anything, but I get it. They were trying to make it like a door. Like I really think that it's as simple as that. Like they were just going for the door aesthetic, knock, knock. And that's just what they did. Coming in at number 9, guys, is a Blu-ray. Some of my Blu-rays actually ranked pretty high, and that's because I just think they're great additions. And that is Hider in the House from Vestron Video. So this the new era of Vestron under Lionsgate Limited. This is an exclusive to Lionsgate Limited. You can no longer get these in Walmart for 12 bucks. I know that turned some people off. The thing I want to say about Hider in the House that I cannot say about a movie like Ghoulies Go to College, this is actually like a really good psychological like family thriller slash drama. It's actually really good. Like you would think, oh, Gary Busey's in it. Mimi Rogers is probably over the top. Gary Busey's just acting insane the entire time. It's a home invasion thriller. It's actually a little bit more nuanced than that. There's a little bit more nuance to Gary Busey and his character in this movie. and they kind of do a lot to build like the relationship between him and Mimi Rogers before everything kind of goes to hell. And it's really interesting how they do things. I just thought this was a really solid movie, like way better than I thought it was going to be going in. I thought I was going to have fun watching. I didn't know the movie would actually be like legitimately good. It does in parts feel a little bit like Lifetime original type of movie when you're watching it. And I think this movie did go straight to video. I don't think it went to the theaters. I could be wrong there, but it's actually a good movie though. It's got a really good performance by Gary Busey. I think Mimi Rogers is great in this film as well. You also got a great supporting performance by Michael McKean in this film, which is fantastic. This movie's got some great features. It has audio commentary with Hider in the House director Matthew Patrick. It's got featurette. The screenplay of Hider in the House has got tragic tones and music of Hider in the House. No Place Like Home, the production of Hider in the House. So it's got 3 new features. It's got a commentary with the director. And yes, it's a Blu-ray, but it actually looks really damn good on Blu-ray. And this has never gotten any kind of release, I think, beyond either VHS or DVD. It might go all the way back to VHS, actually. But you got reversible cover art in this as well. You got fantastic artwork on the slipcover. And yes, it's $25 on Lionsgate Limited website, but they're actually putting in like really good work into these editions and making them feel really premium, kind of like an old school like Screen Factory Blu-ray collector's edition. And just a really good movie that kind of surprised me. So yeah, my number 9 is Hider in the House. Coming in at number 8, guys, I talked about this in a recent collection update, and that is Malpertuis. Really cool gothic horror movie that goes into some wild places and had some great twists and turns in the third act. It twists so many times and it turns so many times that I'm like, I cannot believe like what this movie actually is. And it was kind of just throwing me off everything that it was doing in the third act. But really good movie. It looks great with this 4K transfer on a Blu-ray. Radiance did a great job on this. It's got the alternate cut on there as well, the editor's cut, I guess is what you can call it. And it also has the director's cut. It's got some great features. The director, who's like almost 90 now, Harry Kumel, came back to shoot an interview on this movie, which I think is great. You got another horror expert talking about the film. You got all kinds of past archival features in here. And this is also a first time the Blu-ray for this film. You know, really cool release. It's in a box set. You got a booklet on the inside with some great images and writings in it. And then you got this Blu-ray case right here with some other artwork on it. And it's just it's a great addition, guys. And it's actually a really good movie. This is one that I would wholeheartedly recommend from Radiance Films. I think it's one of their best releases to date right here. And it's a nice box set. Radiance is really stepping up, and it shows with Malpertuis on Blu-ray. So that is my number 8. Coming in at number 7 is End of Days from Shout Factory, Scream Factory. Really great edition. It's got 5 new features in it. It looks spectacular on 4K, and I really love End of Days. I think it's a very underrated late 90s Arnold Schwarzenegger film. And I think more people should check it out if you haven't. So yeah, that's my number 7. I got a full review of this, guys. Go check it out if you want more in-depth thoughts on End of Days. Coming at number 6, this one makes it up this high just on the picture quality. I thought the picture quality on this, and I love the movie, was outstanding. But the Rocky Horror Picture Show from Disney, guys. Disney did some good this month, the Rocky Horror Picture Show. This looks outstanding. You want to talk about a movie that like looks so much better on 4K than the past Blu-ray? It's the Rocky Horror Picture Show. This looked outstanding. Oh my God, I thought the picture quality on this was so freaking good. So good. This is a movie that I knew was going to look amazing. I love the artwork on the steelbook as well. It definitely pops in person. You got that front, you got that back. And so, yeah, this one just on the picture, because there's no new features here. It's all the same stuff that was on the past Blu-ray release. No new features, but I thought it looked so good on 4K that I had to put it up at number 6. Coming at number 5 is Spawn. I did a whole review on this. Go check it out. But I thought this was such a great 4K. I thought this was such a great 4K by Arrow Video. I thought it looked good, far better than a lot of people were probably giving it credits for how it could look on 4K. The features were extraordinary. Like Arrow Video continues to kill it every time. There's like a new audio commentary here. There's like 6 new features. And this is what I'm talking about. Like when I'm talking about Criterion and why I can't get Criterion as high as like some of these Arrow Video editions, it's because of the features. It's because of all the things they include here, like a booklet with new essays and all that kind of stuff. And it's like 6 new features versus 1 new feature. It's like, come on, Criterion, you can do better than that. As much as I love the History of Violence release, and I think History of Violence is certainly a better film than Spawn, but as an addition, as a release, I got to give the edge to Spawn. So yeah, number 5 is Spawn on 4K from Arrow Video. Fantastic. This is going to be an ongoing theme, guys, with Arrow Video. But coming in number 4 is Miss 45. Damn, this movie was so freaking cool and awesome. I loved it. I've never seen this movie before. Thought the 4K looked great. The features on it were so freaking good. There's like 5 or 6 new features, new audio commentary here. I think this was another upgrade from DVD, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe there was like a bare bones Blu-ray at some point, but this was a spectacular release for sure. A big chunky box set, poster, booklet, all the fixins, and it looks so good. It's like a early 80s film, but it feels very 70s, very gritty, very grungy, set in New York City. Looks spectacular on 4K. So coming at number 4, guys, Miss 45 from Arrow Video. And coming in at number 3, guys, this one may surprise you. I'm not the biggest fan of this franchise. I've said this numerous times, but Saw 2 on 4K. I think that Lionsgate, like when they really lock in and they really like hone in on their additions and like focus on special features and utilize what they have, they can really give you a great like boutique style additions that rival like the boutique labels like Vinegar Syndrome, Shout Factory, Arrow Video. I love what Lionsgate's doing with some of these special features. They are doing stuff that nobody else is doing. I love having a feature with the director talking about him doing the color correction, the color timing, the new restoration, like talking about the thought process. Like we talked about this with Meatballs last month. That kind of stuff just has a lot of value for me. I love learning about the restorations, and Lionsgate is doing that on a lot of these new 4K upgrades. So I think that's really cool. But then you got an interview with the director. It's about 12 minutes just talking about this movie, the origins of this film. Then you got an interview with Tobin Bell talking about playing the Jigsaw character in the second one. I think this is a really great 4K. I think it's an outstanding 4K, actually. I understand a lot of people's like, well, I bought a $15, Saw collector set back in the day. I don't need to upgrade the Saw films to 4K. I get that, but if you're a fan of these movies, you want to see these in the best possible picture quality, you're going to want this 4K because it looks so much better than that Blu-ray does. And like I said, 3 new features here. You got 3 audio commentaries. You got all the past features. The unrated cut is not on 4K, but apparently that was a director preference. They also didn't have the materials as well. So this has the unrated cut in it. So Lionsgate did put the unrated cut here, unlike The Devil's Rejects, but only the theatrical cut is on 4K, which may rub some people the wrong way, but I'm fine with it. It doesn't really, the unrated cuts of these movies, like they just add a little bit more blood and gore, and like, yeah, maybe that would be nice to have in 4K. But also, it doesn't really change the story. It doesn't really fundamentally change any like specific scenes in the movie. It's just a little bit more blood and gore. But I get it. Like if you're a fan of that stuff, you're a fan of these movies, I get like being disappointed it's not in 4K, but at least it's on here. So you have the unrated cut, you have the theatrical cut in 4K. You got a lot of great new features as well, multiple audio commentaries, and I thought this just looks so good in 4K. So yeah, number 3 is Saw 2. This might have been number 1 just because I love these features so much, but this is already a 4K that's been out for years. So I could not put it at number 1 just based on that, but it's in my top 2 or 3 like all-time favorite movies. And that is the Back to the Future 40th anniversary steelbook from Universal. Now they did multiple editions. I think Zavi's putting one out in the UK, or Universal's putting one out in the UK. It's like a big chunky edition. You got the big set, of course, in the US. You got I think a smaller collector set of all 3 in 4K with the new features on it. So there's multiple ways to experience these new features, but I got the steelbook right here. And the 4K is still the same. They didn't do anything to it. This is a great 4K anyway, so they didn't really need to. But what this 40th anniversary edition adds is like 90 minutes of brand new features, and a lot of them are with Bob Gale. I think there's like a 25 minute long interview with Bob Gale. Then you got one with him and the actor that played Mayor Goldie Wilson, like walking around Hill Valley, which is pretty cool. And there's just some great features. There's like 5 or 6 brand new features here for this, and I watched them all, and I watched them all with a big ass smile on my face. I loved it so much, and the 4K still looks fantastic. This is still, to this day, guys, like just one of the best movies ever made. And I honestly think the same reason I think Jaws is still one of the best films ever made It's because like it's unaltered. It's still pure. Like they haven't tried to remake it to death. They haven't tried to sequel it to death. And this movie, Jaws, like these movies are very protected by Spielberg, by Zemeckis, by Bob Gale, and I appreciate that so much because it makes these movies still stand the test of time and not become tainted by whatever crap they would put out now, remake sequels. You know it would be crap, okay? You know it would. And that's why this is number 2. Okay, great 4K, all kinds of awesome new features, and I just love this edition so much from Universal. Thank you, Universal, for giving us great editions, new editions of Jaws and Back to the Future in 2025. That is great. But coming in number 1, guys, is a new release from Arrow Video, and I just love this movie so much. It's such an underrated John Carpenter film, so I just wanted to put it up at number 1 because it's a great addition. In the Mouth of Madness. And you have got some fantastic brand new features. You have got all the great Scream Factory features as well. And it's such a great underrated film. I love the alternate artwork in it. I think that's great. The poster, you got the Sutter Kane novel cover, which is fantastic. This movie looks so good on 4K. It may be the best 4K restoration that I watched all month. It looked outstanding on 4K. So yeah, I love In the Mouth of Madness. And I mean, it's Arrow Video. It's a chunky box. It's a new 4K restoration. It's brand new special features. It is totally deserving and a great month of physical media. The number 1 spot for the month of October. So that is my ranking, guys. October 4Ks and Blu-rays ranked 24 titles, guys. Like I said, tell me who else is ranking 24 titles for a particular month, okay? Let me know that in the comment section below. Also, let me know your top 5 releases, your top 10 releases for the month of October. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on those bell notifications for all future videos. And follow me on all my social media accounts. Those links are down below in the description. And we'll see you next time.